Hey folks, it's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. So yes, I know it's Tuesday, whatever. It's a thing. Monday Morning Musings, not Tuesday. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry I haven't been around for a couple weeks. I came down with the plague and have been, let's just say, not available for video consumption. Anyway, wash your hands. That's the message. I want to talk about a delightful light topic that's been, in the news lately. Really light, and you're welcome. Bullying. 14-year-olds in Hamilton, Ontario, by the name of Devin Bracey Selvey, I think is how you say his name. He was stabbed to death by a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old, not even going to try to process that information. But it turned out that he had been bullied extensively, and he had multiple times gone to his parents, gone to teachers, etc., trying to address the issues of bullying. And it's got me thinking about so many things. I mean, not just about bullying of kids. That is, there's so many problems with that, but just bullying in general. And I'm not talking about bullies like the Donald Trumps, Doug Fords, Boris Johnsons of the world. I mean, they are absolutely bullies as they kind of force their belief system on people. And, thankfully in places like Ontario and the UK, that has clearly backfired, not so much in the States anyway. But just bullies in general, and that, there are so many bullies in the world. I think about when we first started CCDI years ago, there was an unnamed person from one of the universities here in the Greater Toronto area. You know who you are. And this person tried to bully us, that they didn't think we should exist. And thankfully, I don't respond well to bullies. So I didn't back down. But if I was, not as strong a person as I am, then CCDI wouldn't even exist. Because I would have given in to this person who is a total bully. And it also, of course, is getting me thinking about my experience with bullying. And I was, bullied as a child from kindergarten all the way through to graduating high school and even into university, because I wasn't the butchest kid in the world. And it sort of, as I connect the dots, and I was listening to a story this morning about Devin and how he was kind and gentle, and he loved animals, and he was always the good kid. And it made me realize that that's who that's the common denominator. I was that kid. I was the kind, gentle, generous soul, caring for others. And bullies, if we want to unpack it, are, just messed up people who have not had enough love in their life. They've not been told that they were good people, right? Like, they just don't have those support networks. I remember my biggest bully in junior and elementary school was a kid who was just being abused at home. And then people just glom on because people are stupid and they're sheep and they just follow the strongest voice. All of this to say that we need to take bullying seriously. Bullying is, I believe, is a pandemic. It's an epidemic. Epidemic? It's one of them. It's endemic. And it is, like, I would put it at the same seriousness of, like, climate change. That if we don't get this under control and really take it seriously, and I'm not talking about just with kids in school, I'm talking about adults, then the resulting action could be terrible. People who are bullied end up with substance abuse issues. They end up with poor relationships, they commit suicide, or they self-harm, or like it needs to stop. So here's what you can do to address bullying. If you witness bullying, if you experience, let me go back. If you're experiencing bullying, ask for help. Not once, not twice, but every day until it stops. Don't stop making noise. You just need to keep making noise until people take you seriously. Whether that's in your school, it's in your workplace, it's in your family, wherever it is, just keep making noise. If you are witnessing bullying, if someone has come to you and said, I'm experiencing bullying, take it seriously. Take it like deathly seriously. And step up. And that the answer isn't to take that person out of the situation. The answer is to deal with the bully. You don't take a kid out of school because they're being bullied. You don't change jobs because you're being bullied. We deal with the bully. The bully is the one in the wrong. So that might mean expelling the kid from school. It might mean firing a person. And all of those things are okay. Bullying is wrong. Bullying is detrimental to individuals. It's also detrimental to organizations. And until we stand up to it, nothing is ever going to change. So that's my thought for today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe and like, not just subscribe, but like this video if you liked it. If you don't feel the need. Just let it go. Remember to connect with me on all of my other social media-nesses. I am at DiversityDudeMB. Also remember, if you haven't already, to check out my new podcast. Not so new now because we've got like 8 or 10 episodes. Talking to Canadians. It's available everywhere you get your podcasts, as long as those places are Apple, Google, and Spotify. You can also go to TalkingToCanadians.ca to get all those links. My guest this week is none other than Adrian Batra, the editor-in-chief of the Toronto Sun. Sorry, Adrian. The Toronto Sun. And we had an awesome conversation about being a woman of color who's a conservative, and really interesting conversation, particularly during this time in our lives with an election going on. I think that's it. Subscribe, like, social media, talking to Canadians. Yeah, I don't know. Have a fantabulous week, and I will see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.